No cap breakers? No worries, I put together the 5 best builds that require no cap breakers on NBA 2K25. Now, for most of you that clicked on this video, I'm gonna assume you're more of a casual player, so if you want, you can put the video on 2x speed just to listen to what I'm saying, because as I go over the builds, I'm gonna teach you some stuff you might not know about the game. Real quick, let me tell you about the best daily fantasy sports app, PrizePicks. What if I told you that if you placed any $5 lineup, PrizePicks will give you $50 to play with? This is possible when you use my code YoungDirk and click the link in the description. So why don't we put together that $5 lineup? Okay, so we're gonna stick with the NBA. Who doesn't love to watch NBA playoff basketball? We're gonna go with TJ McConnell, but we're gonna do a demon play here. I think he has potential to go more than 9.5 points. And then we're gonna search Rudy because Steven Adams just demolished Golden State. So we're gonna do more than 24.5 points, rebounds, and assists for Rudy Gobert. Then we're gonna go with Ben Shepherd for more than 0.5 3-pointers made. There we go. And then Drew Holiday, more than 2.5 3-pointers made. And then we're gonna finish it off with Gary Payton going more than 0.5 3-pointers made. Now, we got 2 options here. We could do the 5 correct plays for 137x, $5 to win 685, but I like to play it safe and do the flex play, because if you get 5 correct plays, you get a 75x, so 375. Then if you get 4 of them right, you still get a 5x. And then if you get 3 of them right, you get a 1x return. So $5 to win 375. Hopefully, let's submit the lineup, and there we go. Make sure you use the code YoungDirk and click the link in the description. Available in select states. Please play responsibly. Thank you to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's video. Okay, with the first build, we are going with a point guard. We are going to be 6'2", 165 pounds with a 6'3" wingspan. Okay, so we're gonna start with the 3-pointer, and the reason why we're not going 99 is because it is a lot more expensive than 98, believe it or not, and we're going 98 because it's gonna get us that set shot on legend, and this is a very important badge to help out your shooting. And then let's actually come down to the agility, because this is for the shifty shooter badge. Now we're gonna put it on 83 because agility is gonna help your off-ball movement and your defense. So now we're gonna get shifty shooter on Hall of Fame, mini marksman, limitless range, and Deadeye all on Hall of Fame. And because we went with the 98-3, that's going to put our midi up to an 88, and you're going to be able to hit your midi fades because you have the 88 midi and you have shifty shooter on Hall of Fame. I am not much of a 5s player, but if you are, you can put up your free throw, but we're going to leave it at 73. So let's come down to the ball handle, and we are going to put our ball handle to 92, which will unlock us the Stephen Curry escape and the Trae Young signature size up, along with handles for days and unpluckable on gold. Then we're going to come down here to the speed with ball, and we're going to put it to 91 to get that lightning launch on Hall of Fame. This is very important when attacking the basket or just dribbling with the ball in general. And what you're going to do is when you hit level 30 every season, you get a max badge +1, and you're going to use it on lightning launch to get this badge on legend. Pass accuracy is very expensive on a guard, so we're not going to go too crazy. We're going to go with a 71 to get that dimer on silver. Let's go up here to the finishing. You get all of the flashy dunks at 70 driving dunk, and I know you guys obviously want to have fun and enjoy the game and do flashy dunks, so you get those at 70, but you get the athletic hangs off one at 65, which is one of the best dunk packages in the game, believe it or not. And then to do the standing dunk cheese, very effective. I'll leave the link to that in the description to learn how to do that. You only need a 40 standing dunk, so we're going to put it at 40. We're going to leave the post control, layup, and close shot as is, and that's going to get us bronze float game and bronze layup mixmaster. Coming down to the defense, we're going to put our perimeter to a 73. This is going to get us challenger on bronze and pick dodger on bronze. Obviously, it's not ideal, but speed, believe it or not, is the most important aspect on defense. So we can't go crazy high speed because we don't have any cap breakers, but we're going to put it to an 87. So 87 speed, 83 agility. That's going to help out your defense with the perimeter on 73. I understand we only get pick dodger on bronze, but on my build with 15 cap breakers, I only run pick dodger on silver. So you're really not missing out on much. And the reason it's only on silver on my main build is because your goal on defense is to like run around and avoid the screens using your speed. Onto the steal, we're going to put this up to an 85 to get interceptor on gold and glove on silver. You obviously want to be able to steal the pass if it's thrown right at your face, and then with glove you want to be able to somewhat get on ball steals. And then for the interior, you're going to put it up to a 54. Make sure you're holding the right stick up when someone is going up on you in the paint. And then for the block, we're going to put it to a 59 to get those very good jumps on the perimeter or when they're attacking the basket. And then an important threshold for rebounding is at 40. You get a better jump animation for the ball. So we're going to to go with a 40 defensive rebound. As far as the rest of the attributes, you can really put it anywhere you want. You can put it on standing dunk, you can put it on free throw, you can put it on your O board, but you're really not getting much, so I just decided to put the rest on standing dunk. So here's the full build, but keep in mind, you can tweak the build to your playstyle and the game modes you play however you want, because at the end of the day, remember, it is your build. Now let's get into the next one. Okay, so our next build is a shooting guard. We're gonna be 6'6", 186 pounds with a 6'10" wingspan. This is kind of like your well-rounded, do-it-all type build. It's not like great at one specific thing, but it can do everything. So let's just start with the three-pointer. We're going with the 89-3. Let's go back down to the agility really quick. Hold on, you guys know I got the last badge in here, so we're going with an 82 agility. There we go to get the shifty shooter. So we got Deadeye, Limitless, and shifty shooter on silver, and set shot specialist on gold. I recommend using your +1 on set shot to get it on Hoff, or I might have you use it on speed with ball. It is personal preference. If you can shoot with the gold, then I would keep it on gold, but if you can't shoot with the gold, then put it on Hoff, obviously. So now let's jump down to the speed with ball. So you're gonna go with an 86 to get that lightning launch on gold. Like I just said, you could use the +1 on your set shot, or you could use it on lightning launch to get it on Hall of Fame. Me personally, I feel like you gotta make open shots, so you know it's just a no-brainer. So you're gonna get the lightning launch on gold, and you're going to get SGA dribble style. That's the one I recommend using. We're gonna keep our ball handle at 81. We're gonna get handles for days and unpluckable on silver. And believe it or not, all the dribble moves you need, I would say 99, 7, 8% of them for the 6'6", you only need an 81 ball handle. So don't worry about that. And then for the pass, again, we're gonna go with a 71 for that dimer on silver. And I know you guys are gonna like this. We're gonna put our driving dunk up to an 87. Then we're gonna come down here and put our vertical to a 75, which will get us posterizer on silver and contact dunks. I know we all love to dunk on people. I personally do. I personally have 87 on my main build. For the rest of the finishing, we have a 40 standing dunk for the standing dunk cheese. And we're gonna leave everything else as is. And then we're gonna come down here to the perimeter. We're gonna put this to an 85 to get challenger on silver, on ball on silver, pick dodger on silver. And we're gonna get one more badge actually. We're gonna put our strength on a 71, which is going to get us a movable on bronze. As for the steal, we're gonna put it to a 91, which is going to get us that gold glove and that gold interceptor. And a lot of people believe that gold glove is the sweet spot, and I personally have 91 on majority of my builds. Then for the block, we're gonna go with a 74 block for high fly denier, and then we're gonna put our interior up to a 65 so we get paint patroller on bronze. And then I also just like to have a little more interior on these bigger builds. And then for the rebounding, we're gonna put this up to a 70 to get rebound chaser on bronze and that box out beast on silver. As for the O board, we're gonna put it up to a 56. And then for the speed, like I said earlier, speed is what you want for defense. This is very, very, very important for defense. And we're gonna put it up to an 88. And here's build number 2. Again, if you wanna tweak the build to the game modes that you play and to your play style, that's completely okay. Go ahead, it's your build at the end of the day. The next build is a small forward. I think you guys can see the trend here, but this one is a lockdown. We're gonna be 6'4", 228 pounds with a 6'11" wingspan. You want your locks to be long and thick paused. Oh boy. Okay, anyway, let's start with the defense. We are locked. So for the perimeter, we're going to go with a 96, and that is going to get us challenger on Hall of Fame, on ball menace on Hall of Fame. That's why we went with the 96. Pick dodger on gold. We're going to get immovable, don't worry, and off ball pest on Hall of Fame. Let's actually just jump down to our strength right now so we can get immovable out of the way. And here we go, 85 strength. So now we have it on gold, and you'll see the rest of the badges here in a second. So let's go down to the steel. And also, you could put your max badge +1s on any of these badges. If you're playing lock, I'd probably put it on pick dodger just so you can like kind of go into the screens, if that makes sense. But we're going with high speed, and I said speed is the most important aspect of defense, and that's why we're going with a 94 speed. So your main goal on defense is to run around and avoid the screens as much as possible. But if you do get clipped by the screen, you have it on gold, and if you want, you can get it on Hall of Fame with your max badge +1. Onto the steal, we are going with a 96 steal to get glove on Hall of Fame and interceptor on Hall of Fame. And if you want, you could even use your max badge +1 to get glove on legend. Onto the block, we're going with my favorite number 69. We're going to get high flying denier at 68, but block is kind of inexpensive, so let's just max that out. For the interior, we are going to go with 65. Again, your lock, you want to have some interior. For the rebounding, we're going with a 60 to get that rebound chaser on bronze, and we also get box out beast on bronze. While the agility is not important as speed, it is still important for your defense because it is your lateral quickness. We're going to put this to a 90, and we're also going to get slippery on Hall of Fame, which is going to help with your dexes. I'll leave the link to that tutorial in the description as well. And then for the strength, like I said, 85. Vert is going to go to an 85 because the dunk is going to be going up in a second, which we'll do that right now. The 65 vert is to get that posterizer on bronze. As you guys can see, posterizer on bronze right there. The close shot's going to be a 64, and this is just because of the other attributes that are going to go up. Our standing dunk, again, standing dunk cheese, put it at a 40. For the three-pointer, we got to be able to shoot. We're going to put this to an 89 again, so silver, deadeye, limitless, and shifty. Realistically, like I said, I know you're a lock, but you want to be able to shoot. Shooting threes is so important in this game. It's important in every 2K, so you got to be able to make your shot. So I would use your max badge +1 on set shot again here. Now for the pass accuracy, we want to be a lock, okay? Your role is to not play make and not create your own shot. If you don't want that type of build, then make either of the first two builds that I showed you. But your role is to play defense and score the ball when the point guard is passing it to you. So whether that's a spot up or on a cut or on a fast break. So with all that being said, our pass is not going to be high. We're going to put it on a 55 to get that bronze dimer. And we have one attribute left, and we're going to put it on our O board. So here's the full lockdown build. If you want to tweak it to your play style or to the game modes that you play, again, that is completely okay. It is your build at the end of the day. The next build is a power forward, 6'9", 278 pounds with a 7'1" wingspan. This is like a rebounding popper. So let's start with the rebound. 99 rebound, we're going with it. Rebound chaser on legend, and getting box out beast on legend is very important if you are a big man, because everybody else has rebound chaser on legend. So you have to be on an even playing field. So let's do the strength. We're gonna go with a 96 strength to get the box out beast on legend, like I said, and brick wall on Hall of Fame, because we got to set them big body Miyagi screens for our guards. And then for the rest of our physical, since we're here, we're gonna go with a 75 speed, a 68 agility. Vertical is going to be an 80 just to help with the rebounds. The more vert you have, the more it's going to help with your rebounding. For the O board, we're going to put it to an 80. For our defense, we're not going to be able to have crazy defense because we need to be able to rebound and shoot the ball. I know this doesn't look like great defense on paper, and it's like obviously not ideal, but you really just have to wall up in the paint if someone does cut on you or anything like that. And you're really not going to be guarding the ball that much unless there is a switch. So we're going to go with the 62 perimeter to get that movable on bronze. But again, we have no cap breakers here, okay? To make a perfect build without cap breakers, it's impossible. But this is the best that we're going to get. So let me continue here. We're going to go with an 89 mid-range, which is going to get us that set shot on gold. And you are going to use your max badge +1 here to get this on Hall of Fame. And along with that, we'll get the deadeye on silver, the shifty shooter on silver, and then post fade phenom on bronze. For our three-pointer, we're going to put this up to an 80. Onto the pass accuracy, again, it can't be anything crazy, but you're really not going to be doing that type of crazy passing anyway. But I know if you're playing fives and you get the rebound, break starter on bronze really isn't crazy, but again, the best we can get here. We're going to leave everything else the same. And then for the finishing, we want to get the athletic hangs off of one of the best dunk packages in the game. Believe it or not, only requires a 65 driving dunk. We're going to leave the rest of the finishing as is, and the rest is going to be on the free throw to my favorite number 69. And here is the full complete build for build number 4. You guys know what I'm going to say at this point. If you want to tweak it to your play style or to the game modes that you play, that is completely okay. It is your build at the end of the day. Our next build is a center. We're going to be 7 feet tall, 263 pounds with a 7'8" wingspan. Let's jump down to the rebounding again. We're going with the 99 rebound. You need it. It's a must-have. Rebound chaser on legend, and we're gonna get box out beast on legend. Let's just do that right now. 96 strength again for the box out beast legend. Brick wall on Hall of Fame. Same thing. You gotta set them big body Miyagi screens. Let's go to the O board. Instead of an 80 as we did on the power forward, we're actually going with a 95 rating. So we're gonna be a rebounding machine out there. And like I said in the last build, the vertical helps rebounding. We're going to put this all the way up and we're going to get an 81 vertical. We're going to put our agility all the way up to a 52 and our speed all the way up to a 66. Onto the defense, we're going to put our block up to a 78, which is going to get us high flying denier on silver, and we're going to have pogo on gold and paint patroller on bronze. Our steal is going to be a 60 for that bronze interceptor. Obviously it's not ideal, but at least if the ball is thrown right at our face, we have the chance to steal the ball. Our perimeter is going to stay at a 41. On a big slow build like this, you really don't ever want a full switch, to be honest with you, because the point guard can just put up any shot and the opposing big man is gonna get the rebound 95% of the time. And our interior is gonna stay at a 76. Going up to the pass accuracy, and I think this is actually the most pass out of all the builds in this video, and we're going with an 82 to get dimer on gold, versatile on bronze, and break starter on silver. Realistically, if you're mainly a fives player, it's not a bad idea at all to put your max badge +1 on your break starter to get it on gold. This is an inside center, so we're going to leave the shooting as is. Obviously, if you play fives, you can put up your free throw and tweak the build, but up to the finishing, we're going to go with a 75 close shot, a 47 driving layup, a 66 driving dunk, and then a 90 standing dunk to get that rise up on gold and contact standing dunks. And then we're going to put our post control up 1 to get post up poet on bronze. And there's the 5th and final build. If you want to become a better 2K player, click that video right there. I promise you it's going to help you out. I highly recommend it. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Drop a like if you did. Have a good day. Go out.